You ever come home from a year-long deployment, ready to crash in your own bed, only to find your key doesn't work because your HOA president sold your house out from under you? Claiming finders keepers? That's the nightmare I walked into when Susan Caldwell, our HOA dictator, forged papers to sell my dream home while I was serving in Iraq. Not knowing the military would hit her with federal charges that sent her to prison for 7 years. I'm Ryan Carter. And this is how I fought back with the Army's legal muscle to reclaim my house and crush a tyrant who thought she could steal from a soldier. Let's set the scene. Willow Grove Estates. A tidy suburb in North Carolina where the lawns are clipped, the picket fences gleam, and the HOA's rulebook is thicker than a field manual. I bought my house here 2 years ago. A cozy 3-bedroom with green shutters, my slice of the American dream after a decade in the Army. I'm a captain, mid-30s, single, no kids. Just a beat-up Jeep and a wall of medals I hung with pride. That house was my anchor, something to fight for during my second tour in Iraq, a place to call home after dodging IEDs and sandstorms. Willow Grove seemed perfect, quiet streets, friendly neighbors, an HOA that looked reasonable on paper, with standard fees and rules I could handle. But I didn't count on Susan Caldwell, the HOA president who ran this place like her personal empire, a 50-something real estate agent with a blonde bob stiff as her attitude, always in pastel jackets, clutching a clipboard like it's a crown. Her SUV's license plate read, HOA boss, a warning I missed, and her obsession with control, measuring grass. Counting Christmas lights made her more general than neighbor. I thought I dotted every I before deploying, but Susan had other plans, and my absence was her opportunity to strike. Before I shipped out, I locked everything down, auto-paid my mortgage, hired a lawn crew, asked my neighbor, Mrs. Larson, to grab my mail, even filed HOA forms for extended absence. Signed by Susan herself, her loopy signature a stamp of approval. I'm in Iraq, running convoys, thinking my house is safe, but 3 months in, Susan starts her game. At an HOA meeting. She paints my place as a problem grass too long, owner vanished, ignoring my lawn service and her own sign-off on my absence. She's sowing doubt, telling folks my empty house tanks property values. Setting the stage for her scheme. She sends fake violation notices to my address, knowing I can't see them, piling up fines to claim I've abandoned the place. I'm clueless. Sweating in 120-degree heat, while she's building a lie back home. 6 months into my tour, she goes full criminal, gets my mortgage papers through a shady pal at a title company. Forges documents saying I stopped paying, though my bank's on autopilot. She bullies the HOA board. 3 spineless members sign off, 1 Mr. Nguyen. Caves under threats, declaring my house abandoned, under some dusty rule. Then the gut punch. She lists my $350,000 home for $250,000, selling it to her nephew, Kyle. A newly engaged kid thrilled at the steal. Susan pushes it through fast. No inspections, quick close. Pocketing $50,000 for the HOA and $30,000 in fees that vanish. She tells Kyle's fiancé, finders keepers, honey, like it's a game, while I'm half a world away, oblivious. I land stateside in February, bone-tired, dreaming of my couch, but my key won't turn at midnight. The lock's changed, my furniture's gone, replaced by tacky floral stuff, strange photos on my mantle. I'm standing in my driveway, jet-lagged, thinking I'm losing it. When a guy in pajamas, Kyle, opens the door, wrong house, buddy? His fiancé's behind him, phone in hand, ready to dial 911. I'm calm, showing my military ID, deployment orders. Photos of me in the house. This is my place. I've been deployed. Calls confused, then mad. We bought this, man. Karen said the owner ditched it. I've got papers. He calls the cops. And 2 officers roll up, listening to our dueling stories, my proof versus his deed. They're stuck. This is civil, not criminal. Get a lawyer. As they leave, I hear Kyle's fiancé whisper. Karen said it was abandoned. Was that guy the owner? I'm gutted, not just at losing my house, but the betrayal. Everything I fought for, stolen by a clipboard queen while I served. I crash at a motel, staring at the ceiling, anger and exhaustion mixing, vowing to take Susan down. Next morning, I'm at Susan's door, boots scuffed, barely holding it together. She answers. Coffee in hand, bathrobe crisp, and her face flickers shock, fear, then that smug grin. Well, look who's back from his little war, she coos, voice dripping venom. Your house had issues, honey? You abandoned it. I'm floored. Abandoned? I paid every bill, filed your forms. She snaps, finders keepers. The HOA recouped our losses. I'm shaking, but my training keeps me steady. This isn't over, Susan. Back at base, I meet my CO, Colonel James Hawkins, who hears me out and goes stone cold. Son, this isn't theft. It's a federal crime. He explains the Service Members Civil Relief Act, a shield for soldiers against exactly this, and hooks me up with the Army's Legal Assistance Office. Captain Lisa Torres, a former DA turned JAG lawyer, takes my case, her eyes blazing. This woman's done fraud, forgery, SCRA violations. We're not just getting your house back. She's facing prison. I'm relieved, but daunted. This is bigger than me, a fight against a predator who thought a soldier's absence was her jackpot. Lisa's team moves like a surgical strike. Military investigators and feds dig into Susan's scheme, pulling bank records, analyzing signatures, interviewing witnesses. They find it all, forged papers claiming I defaulted. Though my payments never missed, emails between Susan and Kyle about this sweet deal, even a title company clerk who spills everything for leniency. The feds raid Susan's house, hauling out computers, files, evidence boxes, neighbors gawking as her perfect facade cracks. The local paper runs it, HOA president stole soldier's home, and Susan's insurance job suspends her. Her HOA boss played a joke. I'm stunned at the scope, $50,000 to the HOA, $30,000 skimmed, all while Kyle and his fiancée moved into my house, thinking it was legit. Mrs. Larson, my neighbor, calls me, voice shaking, I got your mail, Ryan, but Susan said you'd walked away. I'm so sorry. Mr. Nguyen, the board member, admits he signed under duress, scared of Susan's wrath. Their guilt fuels me. This isn't just my fight. It's for every neighbor she bullied, every rule she twisted. The preliminary hearing's a preview of Susan's downfall. She's at the defense table. Hunched, no blazer, just a trembling mess. Her public defender tries. This is a civil mix-up, not criminal. But Lisa shuts it down, standing tall. Your Honor, she targeted a deployed soldier, knowing he couldn't fight back. That's why the SCRA exists. The judge, a retired Marine named Colonel Ellen Harper, isn't having it, her eyes hard. The trial's 3 days, a masterclass in justice. Lisa lays out forged documents, bank transfers, Susan's emails to Kyle. By the time he's back, it's too late. Witnesses and Nguyen, the title clerk, even Kyle, who's shaken, admitting Susan pitched it as abandoned pile-on. Susan's defense collapses. She claims lost authorization, accuses Kyle of lying, but her lies unravel under Lisa's cross-examination. I'm in the gallery, heart-pounding, watching the jury, farmers, teachers, a vet, absorb every word. They're out 2 hours, back with guilty fraud, forgery, theft, SCRA violations. Susan's face drains. A ghost in her chair, as Harper sets sentencing for next month, hinting at years behind bars. Sentencing day's electric. Susan shaking, purse clutched, as Harper stares down, voice like steel, MS. Caldwell, you preyed on a soldier because you thought he was helpless. You were wrong. 7 years in federal prison, $250,000 in fines and restitution, banned from HOA rolls forever. Susan collapses, gasping, 7 years, as the gavel falls, bailiffs leading her out, her empire ash. I'm still, not cheering, just breathing, relief, not revenge, washing over me. The HOA pays to reverse the sale. Kyle and his fiancée move out, apologetic, caught in Susan's web. I'm back in my house, my couch returned, medals rehung, but it's bittersweet, home. But scarred by betrayal. Willow Grove's different, new board, led by Nguyen, scraps fake fines, hosts potlucks, not patrols. Neighbors wave. Mrs. Larson brings cookies, ashamed she didn't push harder. The paper calls it Finder Karen's Fall, memes spread, and my story sparks SCRA awareness, even talks of tighter HOA laws. Sitting on my porch, Jeep parked, I'm whole but changed. Those nights in Iraq, dreaming of this house, then finding it stolen, they broke something, but built something too. Fighting Susan wasn't just for me, it was for every soldier. Every neighbor she crushed, every dream she tried to swipe. Lisa, Hawkins, my neighbors, they had my back, and we won. I'm no crusader, just a guy who wanted his home. But this showed me what one stand can do. Still, something nags. Susan's title company pal, those fees that vanished. Was she a lone crook or part of a bigger scam? Did I stop one thief? Or open a can of worms? Drop a comment. Share your HOA horror stories. Tell me what you'd do if someone sold your house. Is this justice or a lock still picked? Hit like if you're Team Carter. Share if you know a soldier who needs to hear it. This is Ryan, signing off from Willow Grove, where the shutters stay green and the Karens don't steal.